value to you. If you're an OG in Web3, amazing, congrats. But if you're new, maybe this might speak more to you. So I'm here to spread awareness and information about education and public goods in the Ethereum ecosystem. So happy to be here. A little bit about myself before we dive in. My name is Ornella Vallana. I'm a Chilean. I've been living in Italy for the past 3 years now. I'm happily integrated in the community thanks to the amazing work of the panelists that you saw before. So I started diving into the Web3 community in Milan and also Spaghetti. And and I'm happy to share some valuable information with you. My background is in marketing, communications, and branding before Web3 was applied to science and the music industry. And that's how I went through the rabbit hole trying to do online music festivals when the pandemic hit. So all the work was canceled. I wanted to learn how to start investing. And that's when I learned about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then learned about decentralized work, which actually took me to contribute to different digital communities. The first one that I found was called Bankless DAO in 2021. And there I did contributions as talent coordinator, marketing, and also in the grants committee. And now I contribute to an application which focuses on education called Bankless Academy. The last project that I'm building right now is called Downboarding, which is a digital community, decentralized. It's a DAO, and it focuses on making the onboarding process easier for people that are new to Web3. So here's an overview of the talk. So we're going to define some key concepts. What's education? What is public goods? And what is Ethereum? How do they intersect between each other? The current landscape of education in Web3, my journey, a little bit of storytelling, and some action steps for you so you can get involved. So education is the process of acquiring knowledge, skills, values, and attitudes through learning. When people pursue education, they acquire these skills to contribute to the collective prosperity and well-being of society. Educated individuals are more likely to innovate, solve complex problems, and drive economic growth, which benefits everyone. This way we can advance more technologically, culturally, and economically. The result, a more stable and prosperous environment for all. This sounds amazing, right? But there's a problem here. The education is actually, it should be a public good, but in the world, it's not considered a public good in every country. So this already generates a big gap between the people that have access to education and those who don't. The thing is that Ethereum is looking to kind of support education and give access to everyone to become part of the new internet. So to understand a little bit more about that, we're going to analyze what exactly does it mean to be a public good. Public goods are resources that everyone can have access to without limiting their availability to others. So if I can use this public good, that doesn't mean that there is a less public good for another person to use it. So that's one thing. Some examples you can find locally, it could be clear drinking water, also public transportation, and globally, scientific research. Again, what is the problem here? That education is not a public good in every place in the world, creating a gap. Now, how do we define Ethereum and how does it fit into this whole story? So Ethereum is a decentralized open source blockchain that enables the creation and execution of smart contracts and decentralized applications. It provides a global trustless network where we can interact and transact directly without any intermediaries like banks or governments or companies that are taking cuts of every single transfer of value that we do. So above all this, that it's peer-to-peer, it also provides security, transparency, and also immutability, which means it cannot be changed in the past. And all this is thanks to blockchain technology. Ethereum is a public good. It is meant for everyone to be part of it, to build on top of it, to use it without restrictions. Ethereum doesn't want to know your name, your background, what age, what city you were lived in, or where you are from. It is a public good open to everyone to use. The Ethereum ecosystem is on a mission to fund public goods and impactful projects. All right, this is awesome, but why does Ethereum do that? Because public goods when there is no like specific interest from a company or from like a CEO or someone in particular, there's this openness, and public goods are critical to actually have an open, decentralized, and global ecosystem that everyone can participate and benefit. So why is this important? Because it's a way to create a fairer world. Like, this is the vision. We don't know if it's possible yet, but our best shot is to try. So if we think about these three things, Ethereum, public goods, and education, we can say that we are here. Yeah, me, you, we are all there. We have the possibility of participating in the ecosystem and take these three things and actually provide something valuable to the whole community, or also, just learn to use it and teach others how to participate in it as well. So why does Ethereum support public goods? It's because it's part of the core part of their values, of its values, and because of its history and philosophy. But what does this support actually look like? Well, these are some examples. It could be by building technical infrastructure, by building developer tools, or by doing education through digital resources and community. What you just heard about the panel before, that is also building. Building is not just on the technical aspect, but it's like creating something. So building community and creating educational resources are equally as important. The way to make this new future possible and resilient is that we have a strong culture of building on each other's work to make it stronger every time. Every brick that we lay, every foundation, since it's open source, it's done in public, everyone can take a look, can improve it, can modify it, and make an even better version of the process. So, main message here for now is Ethereum views its support of public goods as an investment in the long-term success of the entire decentralized ecosystem, meaning that there's not one country, one government, or one company, or one entity that is like owner of Ethereum. It is available to everyone, and for that to actually be successful, it needs the support of public goods and open source software. The goal here is also to ensure that everyone has access to the tools and knowledge to participate. Now, how does this support happen, like in actionable steps? Well, I'm not really unsure if here in the Italian ecosystem, a lot of people know about public goods and that you can actually like build something of your own that can contribute to the Ethereum community. And there exists like many, many platforms that will help you like find funding or support to make that vision that you have possible. So these are some of the platforms that you might want to check out. If you have something that speaks to you that you want to build, whether it's technical or whether it's like community, Gitcoin, Giveth, Octane, Artisan, they're all part of new systems of on-chain capital allocation. Here on the right, you will see a recommendation from Kevin Owocki. He is like a really great person. He wrote this book, Green Pill, that speaks about, a better future using Ethereum technology and how we can coordinate better as a society and as humans leveraging blockchain. Now, let's say that this, up to now, kind of interests you. You might want to say, okay, how do I get involved? Well, the good news is that it's up to you. You don't need to ask anyone for permission. You just have to find the strength inside yourself and that will, that courage to kind of step up and say, all right, this is what I feel I can contribute with to the ecosystem. So through these platforms, you can start and spark that builder idea of yours, raise funds to start your own project. That's one option. If you don't want to do like that heavy lifting, well, maybe you can discover a project that you would like to contribute to. You want to start like baby steps first, helping others, and then like doing your own thing. And the other possibility is that, let's say you just want to support, from the sidelines, but you have funding that you are able to donate to these projects, then it's also possible through these on-chain allocation activities. So now, what's the current situation of education in Web3? If a person wants to learn, have in mind that a technical background is a plus, but it's not a requirement. For example, I come from a marketing background, branding. I do not know how to code. You just listen to Andrea's story. She said I did my first line of Solidity coding in an event created by an Ethereum community. So that's amazing. So if you don't have a technical background, it's okay. Like, you are mostly very welcome to participate and also join the movement. What you can do is use these free educational resources to get involved in communities, start contributing, or maybe if you want to get more technical, you will also have access to do that. What does the data say right now regarding education in Web3? We're going to focus on the numbers regarding developers, which is like, the technical side, the builders who are, contributing to Ethereum and to public good projects. Here it's a graph from Gitcoin, which is one of the platforms that I mentioned earlier. Through all these years, there have been many grant rounds. And here, well, it's not very, the quality is not the best, but we can say that the open source observer impact analysis found that for every $1 million paid out in grants since 2019, there are still active around 7 full-time developers that contribute only to open source projects. So like, you have one option of getting a job in a company, but another option is also to build open source projects, or you can do both. So like, the options are really endless. But it's important to know that if you decide to go through the full open source way, build something on your own, or contribute to other open source projects, there is funding available for you to spark that builder spirit within you. Now, if that graph was for developers, imagine what it would be if everyone, absolutely every type of skill set would be in that graph, like writers and legal people, right? Marketers, artists, just anyone building on the blockchain, that graph would be like super exponential. We need every type of skill set for Ethereum to succeed. So as action steps, what I want to share with you is that you can get involved in many different ways. First, as a learner, just by having this curiosity inside of you, or just by being here, or just like integrating yourself in communities, you can start and participate as a learner. Sometimes just like being there, you don't need to say anything, just observe, 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 read until you're ready to kind of get more involved actively. You can also then become a contributor to a community, which can be a technical community or maybe something more artistic. Maybe you want to write, maybe you just want to help coordinate. The fact to help coordinate people is also very needed in the industry. You can become a technical builder, and for that you can have knowledge of Web 2 development, or you can start learning Solidity from scratch. Those are also options. If you're a protocol, how can you support the trio of Ethereum public goods and education? Maybe your protocol wants to set aside some type of budget to help developers learn, or just you have a space for anyone that wants to get involved, and just like save some budget for that. And another option, as I mentioned before, is you can be a patron. If there's some like local communities that you want to support, maybe there's, I don't know, a certain tool that you're going to start using to create your own lines of code or your own application, you can also support those. So it's like pay it forward, you know, like you learn, then you want to give back, and it's like a beautiful, a virtual cycle. That's the thing. Here, there's a few resources. LearnWeb3.org, it's like a more developer. Build Guild as well. You can do speed run Ethereum and learn and join the community. Everything here is free. Bankless Academy, which is one of the projects that I contribute to, that is focused on end users, like anyone, literally just like you don't need any technical experience. And universityofethereum.org, which is also amazing. I want to share a little bit about the projects that I'm building, hoping that can inspire you. So one of the projects, well, these are all public goods. They're open source, and there's like actually no restrictions to participate. One is called Bankless Academy. We have an onboarding booth, so if you're here, you don't know anything about Web3, you want to start, please reach out. I can help you learn about Ethereum, set up your own wallet, mint your first proof of attendance protocol, just some fun activities to get you started. And the second one, as I mentioned, is a decentralized community focusing on the process, because it's not just about learning things or like reading and doing on-chain activities, it's also about lifestyle. Like we really, to create this new world, with the new internet and with the blockchain technology that we have right now, we need to change and like a little bit our mindset. And that is, it takes time, it's slow, it's not fast. So if you do that with people and with peers that are kind of in the same mental shift, that really helps a lot. And lastly, I want to talk about the power of doing things together. So here in November, there's a DevCon, there's a developer conference in Bangkok. And for the first time, with a group of friends that are also contributors to other public goods projects, everyone is supporting public goods, we're doing an event that is called New to Web3 Start Here. So it's for people living in Bangkok, living in the area. And since we're going to travel to that place and it's going to be our home like for a week or even more, it's like a way to give back to the community. And it's like, hey, you might have heard of this conference that's going around, right? But you don't know anything about Web3, you don't have money to pay the ticket, maybe you just want to like learn and check it out. You're not ready to dive in, but this, it seems, or it could be like a good option for you to start and just like take your first steps. So some of the projects that are contributing is Regens Unite, CryptoComs Collective, ETH Dublin, Academy, and so on. So what I want to leave you is with this feeling, knowing that we are all builders, whether it's technical, non-technical, all the skill sets are needed. And final thoughts and call to action is that it's time to explore Ethereum and be part of this new way of human coordination. Now we have a technology that can help us really become a better society, not only in our local places, but also globally. So please take it into consideration and do not be shy and get involved. Connect with your local community at events here like NapulETH, and just start building. Here's my social media. If you want to get in touch, I'll be around in the event this afternoon. And thank you so much for listening.
Thank you very much.